explorers, and welcome to your musical music Musicate adventure. Oh yes, lots of music. But before we get going, let's meet our travelling companion. Whoa, here she is, my beautiful classical guitar. I tell you what, let's jump into position and see what sounds we can make. Okie dokie. So here we are, sat in our classical guitar playing position. Let's see what sounds we can make. Today I have the wonderful job of introducing you to one of my favourite pieces of music for the classical guitar. I'm not going to tell you any more about it just yet, other than the fact that we may have to travel to a different country together. So close your eyes and listen to the music. See what images pop into your head. And do remember, at any point during our adventure today, you can come back and listen as many times as you want. Even 1,000,000 times if you want. Welcome back. So on with our adventure. This piece is by a Spanish composer named Francisco Tárrega, and he was a classical guitar player just like me. It is called Recuerdos de la Alhambra, which in English translates to Dreams of the Alhambra. Now, the Alhambra is a wonderful Spanish palace and fortress in the city Granada. Have a look for yourself. It was originally built as a fortress, and then over the years it's been a high court, a royal palace, and it still stands there today as magnificent as ever, and maybe you might even get a chance to visit one day. It was built and designed as a palace by a very skilled architect called Nesrid Emir Mohammed. And he was a man who was highly skilled at building these huge towering walls, these wonderful water fountains and great waterworks all across the palace, amazing carvings and very intricate designs. I mean, let's have another look. Just look how incredible it looks. Back to Tárrega. Whilst he was away on tour, performing his guitar across Europe, he thought back and dreamt of his home and his friends and families. He also dreamt of his visit to the Alhambra, and thus composed this piece, which is why it's called Dreams of the Alhambra. Now, I would like us to go back and listen to the very first minute of the piece again. Only this time, when we listen, I want you to focus on thinking about floating through the palace yourself, looking up at the high walls, admiring the incredible architecture, listening to the water fountains, and soaking up that hot Spanish sun. Let's have a go at that now. Quite amazingly, this piece is only played on one guitar, even though it sounds like there might be two or more. To create this amazing effect, Tárrega uses something called a tremolo. Did not expect that there. Anyway, a tremolo is a note played on repeat at the same speed, like this. But for guitarists like me, we have a very specific way of playing a tremolo. And it's using this tremolo that is how we're able to make it sound like there are two or more guitars playing, even though it's just me. Have a listen. So to know how I perform a tremolo, let's first look at a classical guitarist's right hand fingers. We have the thumb, which we call P, the index finger, which we call I, the middle finger M, and the annular finger, or the ring finger, which we call A. To perform the tremolo, we simply repeat the pattern P, A, M, I. Like any good practice, we start off nice and slow. P, A, M, I, P, A, M, I. And then we gradually get faster. Until we can't go any faster. So to me, a tremolo sounds like a running stream or a mountain river. Very much like our Alhambra Palace. Have a listen. We use the tremolo to capture two different sounds, the melody and the bass line. I was ready for them this time. So, to understand what a melody and a bass line is, I think we should have a little explore of them. Now, even if you've never heard the word melody, I'm sure you have heard a melody. A melody is a tune, something you can sing, hum, or whistle along to. There are some really famous melodies, like this one. let's have a listen to just the melody on its own in Recuerdos de la Alhambra. So that's our melody. How about our bass line? Well, the bass line is there to support the melody. Now in Recuerdos, the bass line is low and on the bass strings of the guitar. Let's have a listen to just the bass line on its own. So there you heard just the bass line. Now let's think about our three musical terms that we've heard and put them all together. Our melody, our bass line, and our tremolo. I'll play a section of Recuerdos and have a listen out to all three of those things. I hope you could hear our melody, our bass line, and our tremolo. And remember, if you would like to, you can go back to the start and listen to the whole piece over again. Sadly, this does bring us to the end of our adventure. Gosh, hasn't it been busy? But it's been so much fun. I hope you've had as good a time as I have, and thank you so much for coming along on our adventure today. Wherever you are, I wish you a peaceful day or evening. Goodbye.